Learning new things about music production every day. Today I want to talk about the mid-side EQ that I mentioned in yesterday's video because it's something that I'm using a lot. In Ableton's EQ8 you can select mid-side mode, which enables you to individually equalize the mid and the side components of your signal. And this is super handy, especially when it comes to mixing, because it gives us the power to place certain frequencies of certain signals within the stereo field. For example, in this ring modulation patch that I explained in detail yesterday, I'm using slightly different EQ settings for the mid and the side components of the signal. For the mid components of the signal, the settings are quite straightforward. I'm cutting the low end and I'm slightly boosting the mids. As you can see on the sides, I'm cutting more of the low end, and this makes sense because our brain isn't really able to place anything below 200 Hz in the stereo field, and by cutting those frequencies, I'm giving more space to other sounds like the kick and the bass. Here comes the cool part. I recently discovered that by cutting the super high frequencies of the sidebands of things like pads, tonal stuff, melodies, or textures, you don't really lose a lot, but you gain a lot of space for other things that are happening in those super high frequencies. And as you can see, almost to kind of make up for this, I'm slightly boosting the frequencies that are directly below the cutoff point. And it's weird because intuitively you would think by cutting those frequencies your mix would sound less wide, but in my opinion it's actually the opposite. It sounds more open while also being more tidy. And by doing this we're also creating more space for the super high frequency things that are very centered, like drum transients, hi-hats, or like the high-end sizzle of a bass sound. You know, the important things in life.